Well, good afternoon and welcome. We are here on Facebook Live at Autodesk University 2018, the biggest Autodesk user conference in the region. And I'm very excited because today we are joined by none other than Lynelle Cameron. Now, she is the VP of Sustainability and the CEO of the Autodesk Foundation. Now, she presented the keynote speech this morning. She had some fascinating insights on the future of automation, artificial intelligence and robotics. We're very pleased she could stop by. Lynelle, thank you for taking the time to speak with us.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
So it's certainly been a busy day, hasn't it?
It has.
Because we've had the main stage conference going on here. We've had the tech exhibition in the other room. We've had a number of breakout sessions. For those of us on Facebook Live who weren't able to join us in the flesh, I'm going to ask you, by getting us to set the scene, tell us about today and why it's so important.
Today, we're here talking about the future of making things. So looking at the amazing technology that's available today, that's not only changing how we work, but it's also changing what we are now able to design and make. So we talked about a number of customers who are truly innovating and changing the future of how we design and make everything on this planet.
I have to say, I really enjoyed your keynote speech this morning, and I found you were talking a lot about building more and building better, but building with less. Tell me a little bit about that philosophy.
Well, when you look to the future, by 2050, we're going to have 10 billion people on this planet.
Wow.
That's 30% more than we have today. Now, most of those people, 75% of them, will be living in or near cities, most of which haven't been built yet. So by the year 2050, that means we're going to need to build 5,000 buildings today and every day just to keep up. So in order to build more things and more buildings for more people, we know we need to also build things with less negative impact. That's a lot of what we covered today, and it's a really exciting future because now we have the technology that enables us to design better.
Of course, I guess one of the things with designing so many buildings within so many cities to cater to so many people, sustainability has to form a big part of that. That's an issue certainly very close to your heart. Tell me about some of the work that's being done in that area.
Well, I will say I commend the government here in Dubai for setting bold, visionary bold goals about sustainability and the future that we need to design and make. Today we heard about the Dubai Museum of the Future, which is a great example of sustainable design, pushing the limits of where we need to go, both in terms of energy as well as materials innovation.
What are some of the areas that you're working with? When we talk about more sustainable design, what does that mean in practical terms? Is it about using more solar panels? Is it about making the waste system more efficient? In practical terms, what are some of the priorities that we're looking at today?
You know, if you boil it down to the two most important issues, it's energy and materials. So it's both about using less energy and less materials, being more efficient, but it's also about better sources of energy, cleaner energy, renewable energy, and better materials. Materials that can be reused infinitely in things like circular construction, so that we are continually reusing the energy and materials. And there's a lot of examples today of customers who are starting to think in very different ways about this future.
Tell us about some of those examples. Who's doing it right at the moment when it comes to sustainable design of the future?
The examples are endless. Today we talked about customers that are 3D printing modular houses that are using generative design to design not only net zero energy affordable homes, but also whole neighborhoods. We also talked about a number of different customers like Van Wijnen in the Netherlands, and they are doing incredible work as well.
So tell me, when we talk about some of the other future developments that we're seeing, I noticed something you talked about that got a lot of the audience excited today was the future of automation in design as well. Tell me about that. It's a bit of a cross between Alexa, Siri, and it's really going to change the way we plan and construct these buildings.
Yeah, the future of automation technology is what's enabling us to design and make a better future. Today, we talked a lot about robotics and some of the work that we are doing with robots. I talked about a robot named Ash, and we're teaching Ash to robotically 3D print on her own. And so we're working with customers like MX3D to robotically 3D print a bridge. which is changing the way that we can design and make infrastructure of the future.
Why is 3D printing so beneficial? Is it about cost? Is it about efficiency? Is it about access? Why is that such a priority today when we talk about our future planning?
So one of the huge advantages of 3D printing in the AEC space is the waste reduction. So when you think of construction, 30% of every project is waste. And when you think about 3D printing and robotic 3D printing, you can minimize waste in drastic ways because a 3D printer only prints what it needs without creating waste in the process.
What are some of the other biggest changes that we're seeing in the future of design today?
You know, we're seeing not just buildings, but entire cities, smart cities, sustainable cities, a lot of changes in how we are actually thinking about creating more buildings, more things for more people, but with less negative impact.
What do you think the biggest challenges are?
You know, I think the biggest challenge is fully leveraging the technology to do this and embracing the latest technology that's now enabling us to do things we never could do in the past. Today we have the technology that's enabling us to design a better future for billions of people. That's what gets me most excited.
So what are some of the ways that I guess not just the UAE but really in the entire region can collaborate with other countries in the world? Where should the UAE or the Middle East be looking to for shining examples of who is getting it right today?
You know, it's exciting today to see more and more governments around the world who are really setting bold goals, setting a visionary future, and that's triggering many companies to follow suit and to actually adopt the technology that exists to get us there. So it's this combination of the public sector and the private sector coming together to design and create a better future.
Mm-hmm. What do you think needs to be our priority in the year ahead? I guess your advice to companies today, what should their focus be in realistic terms today?
Leverage the latest technology. Some of the industries that we work with, you know, have been slow to adopt technology, but today we have the automation technology powered by infinite compute power, generative design, AI, machine learning. Using this technology, we now are able to design and make a better future.
Mm-hmm. And how important do you think events like this are? How important do you think they are that we have this collaboration? We have these global experts coming together to discuss, think, debate, and really look at the future of design today.
These events are so important. And this is the 6th event that Autodesk has hosted here in the region, bringing together hundreds of different practitioners from across the region to share ideas and to learn from each other. And that's what the future is going to require, that all of us are contributing to shaping the future that we want to live in.
So if you had one final message for our audience today, what would it be? Your final words of wisdom?
You know, the technology available is not only changing how we work, but it's changing the future that we can now design and make. So the opportunity is to use this technology and create a future that we want to live in.
Well, fantastic. Thank you so much for your time today,
Thank
Lynelle.
you.
I know you've got a busy afternoon of meetings and breakout sessions. We really appreciate your time. Lynelle Cameron, the CEO of the Autodesk Foundation and VP of Sustainability. Thank you.
Thank you.